Hey guys, David Johnson here with Hanna Real Estate in Newport News, Virginia, serving the entire Hampton Roads region. So this weekend is Super Bowl weekend. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday, the Pats and the Seahawks. I know everybody's excited, but I want to talk about a couple of things, a couple of trends that keep popping up. And I want to connect these two things and kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So online sports betting, tomorrow will be the biggest sports betting day of the entire year. So that's trend one. Trend two, young men are showing up less and less in the home buying world. So let's look at these two things. I'm going to show you a couple of slides and kind of connect these two topics. So let's take a look at this first-time home buyer snapshot. Now, these are nationwide numbers. The numbers for Hampton Roads are going to be a little bit different, but this illustrates the point. So the median first-time buyer in the U.S. is 40 years old. So think about when you moved out of your house and how long it took you to turn 40. Maybe it was a decade, 2 decades. That's a long time to be renting. It's a long time to be paying someone else's mortgage. But that aside, of all of the buyers, 21% of buyers were first-time buyers. So when you break down those first-time buyers, the numbers look like this. 50% were married couples, 25% were single women, and only 10% were single men. So why is there such a huge disparity, 15%, between single women and single men? So now let's look at the next slide. We're going to compare sports betting growth. So sports betting in 2018 was $5 billion. A lot of money, right? But fast forward to 2024, $150 billion. That's incredible growth. And that's on the backs of their target demo, 18 to 30-year-old men. Now, I like to bet on sports. I like to bet on a UFC fight every now and again. I like to go to New Kent and watch the horses. I love betting on sports just like a lot of you guys do. So please don't take this as me shaming anyone for betting on sports. I get it. I see the appeal. And this is definitely not me saying that sports betting is causing people to not buy homes. There are plenty of real reasons out there that is making homeownership tough right now. Among them, home prices that haven't dropped since COVID, interest rates that spiked and now are on their way back down, and just the cost of living. I understand that those are real reasons people are not buying homes, and I'm certainly not trying to minimize that. But the overlap between these two charts is really hard to ignore. So here's just anecdotally, here's what I see and what I hear when I talk to people who are in the market or thinking about getting into the market. So what I see is a lot of people, their home buying goal is so far in the future. They'll have to make tens of thousands of dollars, have to save tens of thousands of dollars in order to afford a down payment on a home. And so when you have this goal that seems so distant and it's just so far out of reach, it's really easy to get pulled towards the idea of a big win. And these betting apps, they're built around you staying engaged. They're built around you getting that quick dopamine hit every time you win, you win a bet. And, honestly, there's nothing sexy about saving up to buy a home. The way you save up to buy a home is consistency. A 17-leg parlay is not the way that you save up to buy a home. So let's just do some quick math here. Just run some quick numbers. If someone is betting $50 a week and losing the $50 a week, that's $2,600 a year. But if you did that for 2 years, that's $5,200. $5,200 can cover a lot of things in the real estate world. Your inspections, your appraisals, moving costs, earnest money. That's a big chunk towards a reasonable down payment for what would be a typical home for a first-time buyer. The tough part is that betting doesn't just take your money, it steals your momentum. When you're chasing a loss, your future house fund is usually the first thing that gets skipped. That's what you're dipping into, is your future home fund. So if you want to bet, by all means, bet. That's fine. I get the appeal. I also enjoy placing a few bets every now and again. But treat it like entertainment. So try this. Pick a weekly fun amount of money. Whatever the amount is, $20, whatever. Pick a weekly fun amount and don't cross that line. You have $20. If you use the $20, you're done. If you win more, great. Put that money towards your home fund. Set up an automatic transfer to your home fund before you even get paid. My wife and I have been doing this since we got married, but if you 20 something years ago. So if you have a direct deposit hitting your account, set up $50 to roll over to a savings account. So before you even wake up in the morning, that $50 has already been pulled out of your checking account and it's already safely in your savings account. And then the last thing is get a real plan in place. Talk to a lender, look at what your first-time homebuyer options are, and figure out what number you're aiming for. You know, if you don't have an idea of what you need to purchase a home, your down payment or how much you're qualified for, it's hard to target that number because you don't know what it is. So talk to a lender. And if you're in Hampton Roads, if you want a game plan, if you want to take someday I'll own a home and make that a reality, I'm here for you. I'd love to talk to you. No pressure. Just I'd love to map out kind of the steps and show you the path forward to buy your first home. So reach out to me anytime, day or night.